Hello, and welcome to Soundtracks with Birdman. Tonight is our second attempt at doing Bram Stokers Dracula. H. Boomer is back from vacation, and Big Al Presents has come back to grace us with his jolly presents for the season. How are you, Big Al?
I'm doing well. Thank you for having me back. Hope it goes better than the last time.
Thank you for coming back. And how are you, Mr. H. Boomer?
Very good. And let me see. I was here last week, right?
You were, yes. Both of us were. Yeah.
It's okay. Time has no meaning during COVID. Okay, because I was starting to think, was I on last week?
Don't say the C word. Don't say the C word.
Oh, does that get us in trouble?
That's what I hear.
Why?
I don't know.
Never mind. During the beer bug. Okay, as Troy says it. Okay, there we go. Okay. Well, anyway, so you can always edit that part out when you do it later on. Okay. All right. So we're here tonight.
And so somebody else, it sounds
The
like.
Children of the Night. What beautiful music they make. I'm sorry.
Somebody likes to annoy someone else.
Oh my goodness! I thought they're supposed to be sleeping.
They will be soon.
Okay.
But puppies are puppies.
Puppies. Oh, I see. They're young. Okay. Let me see.
Hello, Melissa Harris. How are you tonight?
Hi, Melissa. Yes, I got a baboon that's on my head again. No, it is the stylish, fashionable hairdo that Gary Oldman had. I thought I would sport it for the rewatch.
And I'm Keanu with the bad hair.
And I'm just me. So, I don't know how to make fancy pictures.
Easy enough.
Al, this is like your second time watching this film. Is that correct?
Fully beginning to end, yes. I saw it. I saw it originally in the theaters at its release, and I've seen scenes here and there over the years, but I've never sat down to as an event to watch beginning to end.
What about you, H. Boomer?
I've seen this a few times. This was I did not see this in the theater when it came out. We got it on video. That was family night. This is not a movie for family night. Okay.
No, it's not.
Well, it depends on your family.
I know. I should tell you the scene that got my dad riled up. But anyway, what else was there?
I think if you make it out of the first 10 minutes without being completely turned off, you're okay.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I mean, this was a big thing in college because I took a literature course it was a literature and the occult course, and we did readings on Christabel and Bram Stokers Dracula and Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, and this movie was part of the course, so I had to write a paper on it too. So
that's kind of cool.
Yeah,
sounds neat.
I'm trying to think if I still have that paper. I don't think I do. No, because that was the final exam was this movie, and that was turned in, and.
My school didn't have very cool niche classes like that. They just had the basics.
I got to tell you, it was a tough class. I did get an A, but that was a tough class. I had a splitting headache after my first paper for it.
Okay.
It wasn't a fun class. This is going to be fun. No, the teacher makes you work. Okay.
Well, you would hope so.
I know. The best teachers usually do, yes. But
I never got to watch movies in college. I must have gone in the wrong school.
I guess so. I mean, it was VHS. This is early 2000s, and she said, and we had to read the book first. Oh, it was funny. She would quiz you on the book too, to see if you'd read it. She'd ask every person in class a random question about the book. And I read Frankenstein. She gets to me and she's like, "Oh yeah, Frankenstein. Oh, I mean the monster." It's people always say that it's like a knee-jerk thing, and even if you've read the book.
Yeah, that's Melissa Harris. I gave him the message, and I nothing really do about it right now. But we'll see what happens. Next time he's on, we'll see if we can fix something.
All right, cool.
So we're about ready to start the film?
Yeah, I think so. If anybody stops in, I think
Are we starting like at the beginning at the Columbia Pictures part?
I'm on 00 time. I downloaded it this time, so no more streaming.
Okay, and I got
so it should be so the little bit of black right before the Columbia Pictures.
Yep.
Hot chick with the torch.
Yes. And then the piano comes in the low register.
Okay, cool. All right, we all set. You want to do who wants to do the 3, 2, 1? I can do the 3, 2, 1 if you'd like.
Okay.
Okay. On 3, 2,
Yep.
1. Oh crap! I got an FBI showing.
Oh shit.
Okay. I'm gonna hit pause.
Just say, can we start over? Everyone start over. It's my fault.
Okay.
I'm just gonna get to the Columbia woman. There we go. Now it's not. Let me pause. Okay. All right.
Okay.
Okay. Now I think. Okay. Now we're gonna do 3, 2, 1. Play.
Okay.
Play.
All right.
We'll be close enough.
We'll be close enough. That's what it's going to be tonight because this is an old DVD. I've always been tempted to buy the Blu-ray of this movie, but I have to tell you, there was a big screaming about this in the Blu-ray community because they said they messed up the framing. Like the framing is slightly off, like they cut off a little bit of the screen or something. So I'm waiting for Sony to sort it out. I'm assuming they will with the new 4K edition they just released. So I don't know.
Yeah. I need to get that.
Did they mess up?
I had this on a laser disc back in the day.
Bottom?
It was the top. It was the top. They it's like they cut a little bit off the top when they didn't have to because that's the ratio. It was just a thing.
So the pianos and the cellos. Technically, this is Dracula's theme. But right now, he's not really Dracula proper. He's just Prince, right? But he's just got the one theme, which is kind of sad. They could have done something maybe a little bit different.
Yeah. Now, they do call him? Did they call him Vlad Tepes?
No.
Okay, they just say.
Well, later Van Helsing does, but here not so much. So.
Now, I will say I have always hated this armor.
He could not move in that armor at all. It kept falling off. But it looks so awesome. I would have that in my house.
I mean, it's fanciful, but it's not very practical.
No. I mean, it's blood red. It's crimson.
Yeah, it strikes fear in the hearts of people.
That's true.
Now, this would strike more fear in the hearts of people, actually, if you ask me.
being impaled by a spear and lifted up for
yeah. It would be such a horrible way to go.
Yeah. I remember in that one video game, Castlevania 3, the one the professor refuses to play. There's a level later in the castle, and you see all these impaled skeletons in the background.
Yeah.
So I guess they'd been there a while, but yeah.
Like that crucifix.
Yeah.
Or a cross. Not sure if it's a crucifix or a cross.
What's the difference? I mean,
a crucifix has the corpus, the image of Christ on it.
That's true.
Yeah.
Now it's interesting. Apparently, the genesis for this film laid with Winona Ryder trying to make amends with director Francis Ford Coppola because she withdrew from Godfather 3.
She was told by her doctors to quit.
Interesting. I wonder who she was supposed to play in that.
Al Pacino's daughter.
Oh, and then he cast. Oh, okay, that's interesting.
That was the one that Sofia Coppola eventually played, right?
All right. Yes.
And now that priest is Anthony Hopkins.
Mm-hmm. Who's in the Wolfman 2010 also.
Oh yeah, that's right.
In a very dynamic role.
Here's our first introduction of some of the love theme.
Yeah.
One thing Will Jeltz Killar does in this score, he's got one theme and he layers over the other theme, and they build and build and build, and eventually the base theme will get replaced with the top theme. That's pretty much this entire movie. You've got like 4 or 5 themes, and you just layer them.
Yeah, it says here Coppola decided he wanted a composer with classical Eastern European sensibilities.
Right here is what I love about this film score. The intensity is just like a train that's barreling down on you, and you can't get away from it.
Yep.
It's building and building and building. And how long can you build it? How long can you sustain it? And Killar just keeps it going. And it's not complex. It's a pretty simple score. But the intensity, then you throw in the choir and the chanting, and it builds and it builds and it builds. It just sucks you in like a vacuum cleaner.
Mm-hmm.
And this movie is just so hard to look away from. I don't want to say it's like a train wreck or a car wreck, but you have to look at it.
It's like a painting.
Yeah.
It's very dynamic.
I think I remember a website telling me it was a Teleport City, and one of the articles wrote that Francis Ford Coppola made the most expensive B movie ever made. That's what he said with this. This was a huge deal when this movie came out. I remember seeing the ads for it.
Yeah.
And even the score, it's still memorable to this day. They do no.
And they used it in so many trailers.
Yeah,
that's when you know when you did something right, when they use it in all the movie trailers.
Everybody keeps using other movie trailers.
I remember. I think it was Master and Commander had used the theme from Children of Dune miniseries, and I was like, I recognize that music in the trailer.
Oh, that's funny.
Do you have the Master and Commander soundtrack, Al?
I don't believe so.
I will have to send you a copy of that. I wanted that for like over a decade, and I found it one day at the thrift store, and I was like, "Hello."
Isn't it awesome?
Yeah. I don't know. I hate myself for not buying it when it first came out. It's everything that Danny likes. It's on that soundtrack.
I have a confession. I still have yet to watch Master and Commander.
Ooh.
Oh.
And I own a copy of it too. I just
kick from stream or whatever that button is.
It's one of those.
Funny.
It's one of those films that I consider like they're like the manly man film.
I've always meant to watch it. I should have taken my dad to see it because he really wanted to see it. I think my sister took him to see it, and they said that the projector broke. The sound broke off of the projector for part of the movie. You know.
Oh.
But
I gotta say this right now. I just gotta be upfront about this. Winona Ryder is not ugly.
No,
you're being brave tonight. Okay. Winona Ryder, in my opinion, she's like the Gen X poster woman. I think, you know.
Oh.
Yeah, she's absolutely. She was beautiful then. She's beautiful now.
Yeah,
I love her in Stranger Things. I mean, I'm so happy because she's totally in my like area of age. I think she's in her late 40s or something, and maybe
she's 51.
Oh, so yeah, okay, 51. Yeah, see, I'm 55, so that's completely appropriate.
She's too young for you. Too young for you.
Not at all. Not at all.
Look at that.
Now, this is the Hunter's theme, which you're introducing early in the film, even before the concept of hunting Dracula comes. But it works. I'm not griping about it. It's a good driving theme for traveling to Transylvania, which is creepy.
Day before my birthday, as I said before.
Really?
Yep. May 26th is my birthday. I love the simple effects they do, like shining the map on his face. the lighting, and now the effects with the eyes.
No CGI in this film.
No,
very practical effects.
I need to pick up a copy of this at some point. This is something I should have in my collection, but
get the new Blu-ray that just came out.
We'll see. Yeah, I'm going to look up reviews of it. I don't have a well, actually, technically, I do have a 4K player because my Xbox can play 4K Blu-rays. But
that's one thing I hate about a lot of the discs and stuff. Like just when you get the what?
You there, Al? Am I there? Anyone can hear?
Did we lose Al?
I don't know. Al, you've gone silent. I'm hearing a beeping. I don't know. See if he comes back. The only thing I can think of, maybe Al should leave the stream and come back in. Maybe, I don't know. Okay.
Now, originally there was more music in this scene. It was recorded, but it was cut.
Oh, really? Is that on the expanded soundtrack?
Yes.
Did that got cut?
Do you have this?
Hello?
No.
Can you hear me now?
Hey,
we're here.
Where'd you go?
It just decided to play stupid for a minute.
Is that Natalie Portman in the carriage? I think that was supposed to be. I think that was Natalie Portman.
Really?
I missed it.
I think that was a young Natalie Portman. I could be wrong, but yeah. The one who gives him the crucifix. Okay.
Yeah, but anyways, plug for La La Land Records. If you do not have this, it's a 3-disc set. It's like $35. It's
that's
money
not bad.
very well spent. No, it's not.
It's what? It's not money well
very well spent. $35. Very well spent.
Okay, I might look into that.
What Killar did is he composed the entire score, and a lot of European composers, they just composed music, and then they give it to the sound mixers and sound engineers to cut it up. So he wrote the entire score, and they recorded it, but then they cut a lot of it out. But if you want the whole thing, it's right here. Everything that he wrote is right here.
Interesting.
Because this entire scene's got music, but it's been cut.
Sometimes that happens. I remember the movie Two Evil Eyes, Romero, the only thing he regretted is that he wasn't in charge of the sound design because that went back to Italy because he was doing that with Dario Argento. And
that's why, everybody talks about Keanu Reeves not being all that great in this film. He himself admits he was exhausted before doing this film.
What did he do before the film? Before this movie?
He had just been doing like a lot of stuff, and he was wiped out. He was kind of a little
He did
burnt out.
like Point Break right before, right?
I don't remember exactly which one, but I'm just going by an interview he did. He said, I've been working a lot. I was burned out. I should have taken the time off, but he just wanted to work in the film. And the role was initially offered to Christian Slater.
And he turned it down.
Turned it down, which he totally regrets to this day.
That happens.
And Winona Ryder wanted some guy called Johnny Depp or something like that to be in it. But they passed on him. Maybe he found work somewhere else. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
Some of those people, you hope they made something out of their careers.
I could see Johnny Depp as Dracula, to be honest with you.
I could now. Not 20 years ago.
No, not when he was young, but yeah, now I could see him. Yeah. But,
I love the shadow effects that they do here.
Yeah.
And
I love that robe.
Yeah.
Now, remember my professor? She said that Keanu was such a stick in this movie. That's what she called him. I think the point, though, is that he's Mr. Victorian values, very rigid,
Mm-hmm.
That's the impression I got.
Originally Coppola wanted less sets in this movie. He wanted very minimal sets. Like you would just have had a table here. But studio exec said, no, you got to have real sets. But he just wanted the costumes to be the centerpiece of the film, and they're beautiful costumes. And they did win the Academy Award that year for Best Costume Design.
Yeah, I could see a production doing that, but I see that more. I don't see it as a huge studio centerpiece film doing it.
They made this for $40 million, which money well spent.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, well, 40 million went a long way back then. I mean, you could make a decent theatrical release for 10, I think, at some point, right? I mean,
yeah, you could.
Oh my fridge.
There's the low register piano right there. And again, the theme is very simple.
Mm-hmm.
It's still very driving, but it's at a low intensity. Mm-hmm. But you can turn it up awfully quick.
Yeah, I think Gary Oldman, I think, worked with a vocal coach to get his voice down a register, so he had a more menacing sound to his voice.
Let's see.
He's very creepy in this movie.
Yeah, he does a very good. Well, Oldman's one of those. He's one of those. He's a character actor who's made it as a name.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because a lot of character actors, they go through. People will remember the character and not the name of the actor. And I appreciate an actor like that. I like an actor like that. But he's one of those. It's just his style is very, very much like a character actor, but people know him.
Yeah, I saw him as Churchill in Darkest Hour.
Mm-hmm.
Did you like that?
I enjoyed it. Yeah, did you see it?
I have not. I should. I'm a huge Churchill fan.
You'll like it. Gary Oldman does Churchill. Yeah, it's a good character piece on him.
He looks like Churchill. I'll say that. Yeah.
He was nominated for that, I believe.
He won. He won for that.
Oh, he did win?
He did. Okay. Yes.
Cool.
It's interesting what you were saying, though, from this article I have. The remaining score element was the use of the human voice. Kilars masterfully employs them with great effect across the full spectrum of expression, including disquieting whispering, ethereal, glorious, religious oh-so chants, forlorn wailing, and fierce chorus. That was from Craig Lisey of Movie Music UK. Is this the shadow effects you were talking about?
Yeah, well, the shadows don't match Gary Oldman, and that was on purpose to give the impression that physics just don't work the same when you're around Dracula. That the very universe acts different.
Oh, Melissa Harris has a question. Dracula, baboon's butt, his real hair, or a powdered wig?
I'm pretty sure that's a wig.
Oh, my word.
Even the love theme, it still has the undercurrent of dread to it.
Mm-hmm. Because love can be very dreadful, very tragic.
Well, let's not go there tonight. Let's not.
Those poor hairy hands.
Oh.
Now, I'll say this. I believe in this movie, as in the book, he's there to help. Is he here to help Dracula with his English, making him sound more like an Englishman?
He's there to close some real estate deals.
All right, never mind. Yeah.
But then he's like, well, hey, can you hang out for a month and like teach me how to be more English?
There you go. Yeah. It's been a while since I've read the novel.
Mm-hmm.
I would have just been like, yeah, I gotta go home. You know?
Well, good. You can walk down that narrow trustway I rode you up here with.
Yeah.
It's like, stay a month. I have 3 lovely ladies who would like to meet you.
Did you like the book, Age Boomer? I've never read it, so
the book is good. I am going to say this. Sometimes older books don't always sit as well with me, but Dracula is very cleverly written. It's written like it starts out as diary entries, then it starts out like you read newspaper articles. It's epistolary, I think is the term for it. You know, so it's actually a very interesting read because it's not like a traditional narrative. It's all like diary entries, news articles, stuff like that. You know, and it's interesting. Go ahead.
The fan man's favorite book. He wanted to do a book study on it, but things just got, with his new job and everything else going on, it just got a little too crazy.
Well, maybe over the summer sometime. That might be.
Yeah, because he sent me a beautiful red bound version of it. I think like the Barnes and Noble version or something, like a nice leather cover and real nice. He sent it to me for my birthday.
This
I asked. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, H. Boom.
I was just going to say this actress is not ugly as well.
No, she's not.
Not at all. Not at all.
She was married to Jude Law before he messed up that real bad.
That's sad.
Yeah, you're married to Sadie Frost, and you have to go out with other women.
Yeah. Well, still not as dumb as Hugh Grant.
Yes.
Busting that marriage up.
Oh man.
What a just dumb decision.
I don't know. She's showing her shoulders.
Well, Lucy's a bit more of a sex pot by Victorian standards than Mina. But Lucy's also in a better social position. Her family has money.
Yeah.
Mina's a school teacher.
Right.
And here we have the introduction of Lucy's theme, which sounds a lot like a music box, but it gives her a more innocent air, which that just gets twisted all to hell here within the next hour.
The Rocketeer, Billy Campbell.
Oh, that's fun. That's right.
That is the Rocketeer. Yeah, I asked Fan Man if he wanted to pop in on this too, but he's like, "Well, I got stuff to do." I was like, "Okay."
Yeah, he's really busy. Well, like I said, I'm doing his stream Friday night again.
Are you doing the Wolfman movie or
doing Wolfman 2010?
Okay.
I may start a little later. May do the 9 o'clock because the professor could join me at that time.
Oh, cool. I'd like to
hear.
Is
he actually going to watch the film?
Hi.
I thought that would be too scary for him.
No, well, see, it's a little. He's seen it before, and it's based on one of the more thematic monsters. So, but it is a very intense film.
Oh, is that who I think it is? Is that Carrie Elways?
Yes,
it is.
Oh man, I keep forgetting who was in this. It's been a few years. I don't think I.
Lucy, as you wish.
So, if you were Lucy, Al, which one would you choose?
Oh, please. What of Carrie and Billy?
You'd go with Billy Campbell?
You gotta go.
Yeah, I'll go with the Rocketeer. Why not?
You gotta go with the Texan.
Yeah,
right.
Everything's bigger in Texas.
Now, in the book, do they go much more into Renfield's backstory?
I believe so. I mean, there's a lot. I think. In fact, I believe in the story. The doctor has a diary explaining his patient Renfield. It's been so long since I've read it. I believe, probably butchering the book, but I do believe. Yeah, they go into a bit more Renfield. I believe Renfield was the one sent before Keanu, right?
He was.
Yeah.
And he came back a little cray-cray.
Yeah. Yes. Look at the birdie.
And this doesn't paint a charming picture of mental health care in late 1800s.
Not at all.
No, there was a Sherlock Holmes movie with Christopher Plummer in it where he visits an asylum and is horrified by what he sees. It's like the only time where I've seen a movie where Holmes actually almost broke down, feeling bad for for this one patient, how she was being treated, because he, it like showed his compassionate side. It was interesting. That's a little nasty.
Yeah. Good protein.
Yeah.
So what's the last thing?
Okay. I mean,
so what is your favorite theme in this movie?
I'll
let you go with that one first.
The storm.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just it's riveting because I love a powerful theme. I love when they include choral elements in it.
Mm-hmm. What's mine? I think it's the Vampire Hunters. Is that the name of it?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. I know that's kind of the go-to, but I knew that theme even before I saw the movie.
I think most people probably like The Storm the best. It's like the standout track.
Right.
Yes, it's just so powerful.
Like the original soundtrack release has got I think 44 minutes of music, which is horribly atrocious. Should be longer. Mm-hmm. But the one glaring omission to me was the end of the movie, the piece where they were. How did I do that? When they're chasing Dracula down, trying to beat the sunset. That piece is not on the original soundtrack, and I think that was a crime in soundtrack world.
That's always the thing, though, when you go out and you buy the soundtracks, especially the old soundtracks, they'll be like, "Oh, I'm waiting for that track. It's not on there."
Yeah.
It's like. Yeah. Even sometimes later on, you buy these complete scores; they're still missing something.
Yeah. The on the baton today, they were up to the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, and they were talking about how the soundtrack was butchered pretty badly.
Well, I wouldn't know it was butchered pretty badly.
Hey, come on!
That's a whole other stream.
Yeah,
maybe we should do that someday.
Yeah, we'll do King of the Crystal Skull just for the score, to talk about the score.
Yeah. And when I saw the part that's coming up in the theater, the whole theater just was like, "Oh God!"
Yeah, with the knife.
Right,
with
right
the razor,
here. Yeah. Ooh. Yeah. And he's drunk right here, by the way, too.
Gary Oldman?
He was very much an alcoholic during this time period of his life. And,
oh my goodness.
Yeah,
that happened.
They said he was way wasted that day.
Made it work though.
He made it work. He did.
They kind of did a little bit. Do you ever watch the show Friends? When he was on there?
Not.
He did a guest spot on that show at where Joey was in a movie with an actor being played by Gary Oldman, and then they had to shoot a scene before he could go. It was, I think, a wedding, but Gary Oldman's character was like dead drunk, and it just was so funny.
Oh my goodness!
How nervous would you be if he was shaving you?
Pretty nervous. I mean, those old-fashioned razor scenes are always creepy. There's a scene in The Untouchables when the movie The Untouchables when Robert De Niro's Capone is being shaved and the guy cuts him by accident.
Oh yeah,
and he is terrified and and Capone says it's okay. But basically the guy thought something bad could be happening to me now because I cut Capone by accident.
And is this line in the book, or is this line just a throwback to the original Dracula movie?
If it's in both, I would suspect it was probably in the book. Okay. I like I said, it's been, I haven't read that since the early 2000s. I think, when did I read Dracula? 2003. That's the last time I read it. I should probably reread it at this point. But many people consider this part of the book the creepiest, when Jonathan Harker is just in there and realizing that the coachmen and all these different people are really just Dracula doing different parts, and it's really creepy.
I'm crawling on the wall.
Practical effect.
Yeah, that's a little weird. Spider-Man. What's he going out to do at night, I wonder? Is he snacking on local villages, or what's?
Man's got to eat.
Mm-hmm.
He ain't got Domino's.
Doesn't drink wine. Gotta have something.
Why is that? Do you know?
I don't know, actually.
Oh, why vampires can't eat?
Why
what?
Don't drink wine, or
that's a line from this book. Different vampire stories, like there are other vampire stories that actually show vampires eating food. They just don't get any nourishment from it, but they can still eat it. I guess it would be like us eating like ice cream sundae. You're not going to get a lot, French, stuff like. I mean, I
remember there was. Do you remember the show Nick Knight?
No.
Oh, the kid. Well, it was a show about a vampire who was a police detective.
Oh, was it Forever Night?
Forever Night, yeah. But it was.
I remember that. Yeah.
There was the original movie starred Rick Springfield as Nick Knight, and there's this scene where he tries to make a hamburger. He does it and literally puts it in the pan. Just sears it real quick, sears it on the other side, tries to eat it, and he just can't eat it.
Yeah.
It's just, he's not able to, he's trying to eat normal food, but he just is not able to.
Yeah. And like I said, you do see that in a lot of vampire stuff. In fact, I think even in the Dracula book, I don't think he was eating normally.
I just love how wacky the universe is at this castle.
Would you be going out and exploring it? I don't think I would. I think
I think maybe. I don't know. If you're curious enough, there may.
I might wait till daylight.
True. Yeah. I was like, he needs better servants.
Actually, as I recall in the book, I think at night he got locked in his room, right? To go when he went to bed. It's been a while since I read. I think
I've never read the book.
See, he hears Mina here, but he's got to know. Well, she's not here.
Mina,
Mina, Mina. Tomato.
Yes, I know. Relax. Cool. I keep getting attacked for saying oh, never mind. I'll say that later.
Hello.
This is Monica
Bellucci.
Bellucci, yes.
Oh, my goodness.
I imagine this was Big Al's dorm room every Friday night back in college.
Well, we just threw the pillows on the floor and.
Yeah, that's Coppola's little addition. I don't think that would happen, but anyway.
Yeah. I will say, Monica Bellucci, not ugly.
Should I know who she is for some reason?
She's Italian actress.
Yeah, she's Italian. Kind of hard, like I said, kind of hard to describe. She's done a few roles in America, but she's basically known for being a super hot Italian actress. She was in this. She was in The Matrix, Passion of the Christ.
Who was she in The Matrix?
She was
the Merovingian's wife, I think. Was that his name in The Matrix?
Persephone.
Yeah.
She was Mary Magdalene in Passion of the Christ. She was in Twin Peaks as herself. It seems.
If Fan-Man was here, he would probably talk about how this was like the Victorian gentleman's nightmare to be ravaged by 3 hot babes.
Well, they make a point. See that woman there? That's like Callie. The other one looked like Medusa for a minute. There was all this myth stuff being brought in around this time. Or myth references, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
Looked like you were doing all right there, Drac.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is terrifying.
This is, just so very disturbing.
Daddy called Grubhub.
Yeah. Ow.
Kilars just building the theme up.
Mm-hmm.
And then transition. And they do that little circle thing for a lot of transitions in this film.
I think Mina's real name is Wilhelmina.
She wears a lot of green in this movie. The first dress you see her in, she's wearing green. That gown is green.
She's full of life, I guess. Maybe that'd be a play on it.
Lucy's in orange in that one scene. You know the scene I'm talking about. And the costume designer said this was the first time she ever dressed anybody in orange before.
Well, that's funny. Yeah, I think I know the scene. I think that was the one that got. Anyway.
Originally this film was like 30 or 40 minutes longer, and apparently it had a lot more violence in it, and it didn't test well with test audiences, so they trimmed it down.
I'd like to see that cut. Actually.
I would too. Can I see it, please? Put that on the 4K.
What do test audiences know about anything? Come on.
I don't know.
Well, that plus, you get those studio guys. Well, we got to cut it down. You can't.
Yeah, they don't like it when it goes past 2 hours.
Yeah, it cuts into the profit margin because it means less showings.
Yeah.
Less showings, less money.
Yeah.
Dances with Wolves, 3 hours long. It made money. Godfather wasn't short. It made money.
No, I'm saying there are exceptions, of course, to every rule, but.
All right, so here's the storm, gentlemen. Starting out with the music box theme for Lucy.
Let's see.
And then you go into Dracula's theme. But you still got the music box. And then the brass is going to start to just blare out like knife stabs.
I imagine the stuff they cut out might have been from this part. I could be wrong, though.
On the full score, this is a much longer piece.
Yeah,
I can tell you that.
In the book too. This is a big thing in the book. Yeah, from the article I have this. The storm links the very scene, serves as metaphor for the evil pale of Dracula descending.
This is a lot. This is a pretty decent time period, too. Because it would, 6 weeks, you think, to get to London?
I forgot about that.
Oh, what, the kiss?
Yeah.
Can we have more of that, please?
We're seeing. Oh, look, there we go. Zoos. People get things getting loose from the zoo.
I have tried to find what chanting this is, but the internet's not very helpful.
Yeah. You would think it would have to be a rough time for Dracula as well, because they don't like water.
Oh yeah. But yeah, in the book, that was a whole chapter. I think it was taken from the reports of the captain of the vessel, just all the horrible things happening. You know?
Yeah.
This is a 100-piece orchestra and a 50-piece choir.
Wow, that's a big score.
Actually, morphine use wasn't that uncommon back then.
Oh, yeah. They love the opioids.
Sherlock Holmes used morphine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he says the music is truly horrific and powered with sinister purpose by deafening low-register piano strikes, blaring horns of doom, orchestral blasts, and male chorus full of malice chanting in Latin.
I wish I could find the text, though, because I'd like to translate it.
Yeah, me too. In fact, I wonder if the same thing with the Omen score. I wonder if that's actual lyrics.
And no cross.
She's not wearing green here. She's wearing like a lilac.
Yeah.
But Lucy's wearing orange. And here the music box theme comes back in.
Oh, wow. I forgot how good this scene was.
Yeah, okay.
Calm down now. Calm down.
No, this is the scene that my dad got all upset with.
Talking about the cinematography, my friends.
Okay.
Excellent cinematography.
And that's a beautiful garden. I would love to have that garden in my backyard.
What's up? I think it's a maze, right?
Yeah.
You were talking about dressing in orange, but it works for her with that hair.
It does. And the contrast with the green. And then you put mine in the lilac, which kind of mimics the night sky. And right here, the most powerful part of the piece musically. You got the full choir, full orchestra going. So when he looks at her and he says, you don't see me, do you think he has shame for what he's doing?
Maybe he doesn't want her. Maybe.
Or he's just trying to maintain
Cover.
the cover, yeah.
In the book, does it go much into his fascination with Lucy?
No. The whole romance angle, I don't think I don't believe that was in the book. It was a
yeah, I don't think it's that. I don't think it really plays that important of a role.
In fact, in the book, I always commented on how there's a scene in it where Dracula almost seems kind of thuggish, that maybe he's not this great mastermind you think he is, you know? Because I think he makes some threat, but like it's just his manner, like he drops something, and it's like some of the facade was lifted. That it was always an impression I got that maybe he's not the like. It's funny because the Frankenstein monster seemed like more of a mastermind villain type than Dracula did in the book, whereas it's usually shown in reverse in like movies and such. But yeah, I just remember the impression I got was that he wasn't as, I don't know what the word I'm looking for. I don't know.
Not as
not as menacing as I thought he was. Like not the ultimate evil I thought he was. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like maybe part of that was I mean, he's still a vampire, but it wasn't like at that point in the book.
End all be all.
Yeah, not the end all be all. Yeah. Yet in popular culture, he is portrayed as the end all be all. You know.
Well, Christy Allen says there's no real romance in the book, so
yeah, I don't remember that.
It's a man book. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Someone needs a timestamp. Okay, Christy, let me get you a timestamp. We are at the 45-minute, 21-second, 22, 23, 45, 28. Mm-hmm.
Or if you have the MP4, I'm at 45, 22, 23. Because you had that little FBI warning.
I know. I probably messed with it a little bit.
Now, the love theme for this movie right here is very beautiful. It's very sweet.
Mm.
But it's also sad.
Oh, that's funny. The time is that a question emoji, but it's a vampire. Never mind. Maybe I'm reading into that. I'm sorry.
I got like a 00 time. So yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. You just got slapped in the face, buddy.
It's a cold approach. It doesn't. No, I'm sorry. Oh, that'd be
really
fun. Mm-hmm.
I mean, Victorian England, you just didn't pick women up on the street, you know.
Now imagining a movie of Dracula as a dating guru, a pickup artist. I'm sorry.
He sparkles.
Well, no, it's taken me 300 years to learn game. It's like, husband.
I saw lots of stories online about how they did not like each other when they made this movie.
Oh, really? Coppola and sorry, no.
Oh, Winona Ryder and Gary Oldman. Yes.
Interesting. She got along with Keanu better, I take it.
Yeah, they've made they're a better term. I mean, they're in fine terms now, but yeah, there was like a period and something happened, and it just there was just no not chemistry, but there was just no civility between them. They didn't really.
I mean, she was like 19 when she made this movie, 19 or 20. Gary Oldman was in his 30s. I mean, you know, when you're 30-something, how many 19-year-olds do you get along with?
Not many, I would expect, probably, but I don't know. All right. Are you liking that dress?
The wedding dress? It's It's got a lot going on. I don't get the big collar. That's what I don't.
I'm thinking Queen Elizabeth. That's
Yeah,
Yeah,
probably an Elizabethan throwback.
Could be maybe it's a family dress handed down.
yeah, that would make sense.
Maybe that's what it is.
But the costumes in this film are phenomenal. This is some of the best costuming for the '90s, hands down. What other movie came out in the '90s with better costumes? I'm opening it up for debate. Someone give me an idea. I can't think of anything.
Better costumes in the 90s.
Better costumes in the '90s.
Dick Tracy? No, I don't know.
No.
No, okay.
No.
I'm trying to think. I'll find something.
Yeah, I'm looking up the Academy Awards for costume design. Let's see what kind of films were winning.
The Madness of King George.
Remember when
I saw that.
Gandhi won out over Blade Runner for best costume design?
What?
That was Gandhi won. Gandhi beat Blade Runner for costume design.
That's so silly.
Yeah, that is silly.
You know what that tells me? Voters who are voting in the category did not go see Blade Runner.
Yeah.
The Academy voters don't always watch what they're supposed to be voting on. That's a thing. That's an underground thing.
Priscilla, Queen of the Desert. Shakespeare in Love.
No.
Titanic.
No,
that was kind of.
That's opening up a history book. You know, I mean,
Yeah,
but there's more creativity here.
This has a lot of creative flair to it. Although Adventures of Priscilla, Queen of the Desert, that's flair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
what else was nominated that year?
Bram Stoker.
No, for Priscilla, Queen of the Desert. What else got nominated that year?
Bullets Over Broadway, Little Women, Maverick, and Queen Margot.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
I'm surprised Maverick got nominated. Well, yeah, all the Western outfits. Yeah, I guess so. Now, 1993 had a lot of good outfit. Age of Innocence, which won. Orlando, if anybody's ever seen that, Tilda Swinton and that's pretty. The Piano, Remains of the Day, and Schindler's List. So they usually go with the big.
Again, Schindler's List. You're just opening up a history book. You know that's
right, but there's also sometimes they consider the amount of work, things like that.
I would imagine Maverick might have been more fanciful because that was based on a television western, so they might have had more fun with that. But yeah.
And of course, the great year, which was 1977, when Star Wars won costume.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, John Mallow.
Are they watching dirty movies in there?
They are.
I love that.
And again, the Dracula theme's not very complex. It's pretty simple, and it's building and building and building. And it just sucks you into the screen. You just can't stop looking at it. And that's like a hard transition musically.
Mm-hmm. Don't panic. There's just a wolf running around in the building.
You know, wolves are terrified of people.
Yeah. Plus, they're pack animals, right? So they probably wouldn't be.
Yeah.
If they're on their own, they would probably.
Well, but they will get the rogue every now and then.
Mm.
Like the male that wanted to be the alpha but got driven out by the real alpha, and then he's kind of on his own.
Mm-hmm.
That's a beautiful animal.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. As someone who lives with a pack of dogs, it's the females. It's always the females, more so than the males.
Interesting.
Females will fight quicker than the males.
Huh.
Same thing with when I worked at a high school. Same thing with high school students. Yeah. The girls got into it more often than the guys.
I think with guys, they would just get it over with, right? And with women, it was more ongoing, maybe. Yeah. I have to say, though, go ahead.
Oh, go. I was going to say the love theme on the flute, it's very lovely, but it's also very sad. There's just this undercurrent to it. But what were you going to say?
I was just going to say, Professor got that thing with all the video games on it. I should torture him and tell him to play the Sega CD game based off of this movie.
Was it bad?
It's just very hard to play. It's weird controls. It was a big deal at the time because I don't know if they actually used Keanu Reeves for the character in the game or if it had like some stop motion thing going on with the character. It was impressive looking at the time, but it was a difficult game to play, and it's one of those games that would make him frustrated. So, so don't say anything. If he does it again before the stream tomorrow, maybe I'll chime in and say play Bram Stokers Dracula. You know.
Or you can start like if you could break yourself away from the Moonwalker game.
Yeah, that was one I never played growing up. I do know about it though. Here we got Anthony Hopkins,
right off of Silence of the Lambs.
Oh wow!
Does he seem a little too kind of like eccentric in this movie?
Yeah.
Was he eccentric in the book?
I didn't get the impression. The thing I liked about Van Helsing, though, is that he was a man of science, but he also believed in the religious beliefs too. You know, because he was investigating scientifically, but also with the religious side of things as well. Okay, so he wasn't discounting either, and he was trying to figure. Because I think he was studying the blood cells of things in a microscope. I remember that. I think I remember that from the book. It's been a while, but.
I always loved those auditoriums that they had like that.
Oh yeah,
that's how teaching was back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they always. Whenever I see a period show from that with like medical students, it's always in one of those circular, study type rooms.
Poor Keanu lamenting his fate. Hot women nibbling on you all day.
Yeah, I'll say this: when they're sucking you dry, though, it's
true.
Well, the blood, I mean,
Yeah. Well,
I mean, it's. In fact, I was watching one movie recently called Vampires, and it's a funny movie because this of course, very attractive vampire woman takes this Englishman back to her house, and they have sex, and like she starts. And then he wakes up with this big gash on his arm where his vein is, and then you think he's going to leave, and then he's starting out to drive away in his car, and then he goes right back to the house to wait for her, and it keeps going, but like he's getting in worse shape each night, because she keeps drinking his blood, and it's.
Remember that X-Files episode, second season with the vampires in Los Angeles?
I remember that one.
Yeah,
that was the only one that they didn't have Scully in.
Yeah, I remember that. That was that actually had that was David Duchovny's girlfriend at the time in that episode as the vampire.
Yeah.
Krista Allen, I want to say.
No, she was a nice looking woman, not ugly one. Okay,
not at all.
Oh, here we go. So, is there a history of this soundtrack release, Daniel?
The original release came out that November. I bought it. I listened to it while I put up the Christmas tree for my grandmother. She was like, "Don't you have something else?" I'm like, "I just got it, Nan. We gotta listen to it." And then La La Land released the expanded score 1 or 2 Halloweens ago.
Hello.
It's so I was at Cracker Barrel that morning eating breakfast, and I was just like going through my email, and I got an email from La La Land. I'm like, "What are they trying to sell me now?" I squealed in the restaurant when I saw that this guy was coming out. For years and years, I wanted the complete score. I was very, very excited. It's like, take my money right now.
I was just saying you squealed, and I thought you were just trying the Sunday chicken.
Yeah.
Everybody likes this. Now it's every day, so it's not Sunday anymore. But I'm going to Cracker Barrel this Sunday too, I think, so that'll be nice.
I've never been to Cracker Barrel.
Oh,
what?
It's country cooking. Okay,
Oh.
that's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Do they not have those in Maryland? I mean, do you live in like Scholarland, USA? You have one in the entire state?
One in the county.
Oh God.
And they built it like after I had issues, so
I see.
I've never been able to get there.
Well, if they ever open one close to you, I think they do deliver. I think they do offer. I think everything delivers at this point, but yeah, it's. I don't know what I would suggest you try though. They have breakfast and they have lunch. They used to have more stuff though. They do. The menu is more limited these days than it used to be, but I do like the Sunday chicken. I like the chicken fried steak.
Oh God, chicken fried steak.
Yeah, theirs is pretty good. Yeah, and all kinds of breakfast stuff like pancakes and such, and and they offer you biscuits or cornbread with every meal.
Or both. You can have both.
Which do you get, Daniel?
Cornbread after breakfast or biscuits before
with breakfast for the gravy or for the preserves. They say you can even ask for apple butter. This was in the book, the stuff with the transferring of blood.
Transfusion?
And I think that was relatively new at the time too, blood transfusions.
I would not want a Victorian blood transfusion. It just doesn't sound very good.
Yeah. It's like, let's take this steel spike and put it in your arm.
Well, the thing was the blood transfusions would work, and then she'd end up the next day, depleted again, and they couldn't figure out what it was. I think that's when Van Helsing starts to figure out something's up. That and the scene that happens later with...
I'm glad to see I'm not the only person who says bedclothes anymore.
What? The only person what?
Hey, I said I'm glad I'm not the only person who says bedclothes, because he's like, well, the bedclothes would have been covered in blood. Most people say sheets, but I say bedclothes.
Bedclothes? I've never heard that before.
Okay. I've heard it, but not for sheets, but like wearing stuff to bed.
Yeah, like PJs.
Yeah.
Well, your clothes, your bed has clothes. It's the clothing of the bed.
I was like Richard E. Grant. He should have been the doctor at one point.
What else has he been in?
I know he was in. Oh God, what was it called? Was it Prophecy? Let me check that out.
See, there she is in a green dress again. I feel like they could have had music right here.
Maybe they did.
Well, now they bring it in with the dinner scene.
Oh, he was in Rise of Skywalker.
Who was?
Richard E. Grant, the guy playing the.
Did he play the bad Imperial Admiral or whatever, or First Order Admiral?
I believe so.
That sounds like something he would have done. Yeah, because I remember that role.
Allegiant General Enric Pride. He was in Logan. He was in. I'm just trying to pick out like big titles. Garfield: A Tale of Two Kitties.
Well, there you go. Okay.
Gosford Park. Oh, he was at Spice World. Michael, Professor would like that.
She taking as absinthe? Is that what she's doing now?
Yeah.
Ooh, a bit of the fairy.
Do y'all like the music box motif?
Yeah, in this case, yes, because with when you have the two women, I know it might be a bit sexist to say that, but it's very because it keys in on her innocence.
Yeah.
Well, if you look at the background where they're sitting, there's dancers in like a box. It looks like it almost looks like a real life music box.
I mean, you could take the music box theme, and when you start adding stuff into it, muddying it up, it's like you're losing that innocence. That innocence is being taken away, especially in the case of Lucy. Not that she was that innocent to begin with.
Oh,
because now we're transitioning into the love theme.
Melissa Harris says wall chickens. Actually, you do play as the son of Quincy in one of the Castlevania games. Quincy Morris from this. It's sad I forgot what my literature professor, she basically did a running commentary while we watched this movie. It was like an audio commentary, except she was there in the class,
Can you hear me?
Did you see Mary Shelley's Frankenstein?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh, okay, I'm back. Yeah, you can hear. I was saying, could you hear me for about a minute?
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't even know. I didn't even know you stepped out.
Yeah, I saw that little message thing I had. It happens.
Yes, Melissa Harris is bringing up Moonwalker again. You have to understand that when you bought the Sega Genesis early on, you got what you got. That was one of the more interesting looking games at the time. Do we like Winona better in this dress? It's the red, right?
Me?
Yeah,
that's red. I like her in the green.
Yeah, I think I do too.
I like her in anything, basically.
I wonder if I like her hair better up or short. That might be what it is. Maybe the hair, because now she's looking more like. Actually, if you think about it, she's looking more like she did in the beginning of the movie.
Yeah,
right? So that's obvious.
I think this is the second best version of the love theme in the film.
Mm-hmm.
Like the high point for the film score. That's not an action cue. Is when they're in the bedroom or in the doctor's office in probably about 20 minutes. And she's like, take me away from all this death. And he starts to transform her into a vampire.
Mm-hmm.
That's like the high watermark for the score. But this right here, this is very close second.
I love him turning her tears into diamonds.
Yeah. No, that was from the book, but that happens much earlier. Yeah, because there was Jonathan Harker and Mina in the book. That was more. They were the ones that loved each other. It was.
Is she the reincarnation of Elizabetha, or is it just she just happens to look like her?
I think that's just in the movie. You know what that reminds me of? That reminds me of a lot of the Mummy movies, where the mummy's after the reincarnation of his long lost the Pharaoh's daughter or Pharaoh's mistress,
Yeah.
like that. That I wonder if that's for Coppola, because I don't think any of that stuff was in the book. Yeah.
I would be so thrilled to be in a church at that point in time.
Oh yeah.
I know.
They probably know what's up, right?
Probably so. I guess if you live around that zip code, you kind of know. He's a little off-putting here in this scene.
Who, Van Helsing?
Yeah.
He is a nice eccentric character. Now back then, when those collars were up around their face like that, were they comfortable?
No.
That would be bugging me when I have that against my face like that.
They're detachable collars, and they're starched to all get out. Because you didn't wash your shirt every day, but you would wash your collar every day.
Ah, I see. Who's your favorite Van Helsing, Al?
Well, I always like Edward Van Sloan. I mean, the original for me.
Right. Gotcha.
Yeah.
I like Peter Cushing myself, but
yeah. Well, I've only recently gotten into Cushing's.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, see, that's very recent for me.
What about Hugh Jackman?
I've never seen it.
You never saw Van Helsing?
I have not seen the movie Van Helsing.
You just say don't, Daniel Herron.
I did.
Yes, it's not good. I was so disappointed with that movie. It's like the movie had ADD. Okay.
Oh yes, it does. Because
I love the first Mummy movie because that had just enough, and then it's like they kept cranking it up with all the follow-ups. And Van Helsing was supposed to be another one of those in that universe. I think the Mummy, which started with the Brendan Fraser Mummy movie, but it was ridiculous.
Yeah, it had a good film score. I can say that about it.
Yes.
Alan Silvestri did a wonderful job on the film score. But the film,
yeah, there were all. Let's see, there were Frankenstein was in it. I remember him. It was just, I don't know. I kind of wish they would just do a scary gothic horror movie, like in the old style nowadays. You know, I mean, I guess this is the closest we got to that, but this was back in the '90s. You know, garlic, oof.
One thing I really like about Sadie Frost, I always like girls with just some, I want to say a strange little thing, but something I really notice. And with her, it's her two front teeth.
Yes.
She's got those little rabbit teeth.
Yes.
She's got some pretty good canines.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't kiss her.
one thing I found interesting while I was researching this for the show was the original cut. Coppola wasn't very happy with it, so he called in. Let me find her name, but it was a lady, and she saw the film, and she said she recut the film from a female perspective.
Oh, interesting.
Huh.
Yeah, because
I like her teeth. Well, like you see those little those extra canines up there.
The vampire.
Vlad.
I was wondering where you find these old tomes, right?
Yeah. They are out there. They're just like in collections and hidden and protected and under UV protective glass and all kinds of stuff.
I imagine they'd be expensive as all get out. I mean,
Yeah, but you're right. I like looking at YouTube videos where people will be making like big books like that, like those old style looking leather bound editions, but they'll be all blank inside.
oh my word!
so yeah, the editor's name was Anne Grossard. She met the producer Fred Roos at a yard sale, and then he introduced her to Francis Ford Coppola, and she recut the film because of a yard sale. So I guess the moral of the story is go to yard sales in California.
Yeah. I've been to a yard sale in ages. So he got the Dear Vlad letter, huh?
Yeah.
Dear Vlad. Now that's what you call an ugly cry.
It feels kind of truncated sometimes, this movie. That's why I'm wondering if there is supposed to be more to this movie.
Like 30 or 40 more minutes of it.
Yeah, that makes sense. It feels like stuff was abridged. What the heck?
He's just too happy about it.
Yeah,
he was kind of excited.
Yeah, the bitch of the devil.
I mean, do you think Lucy wants to? I don't feel like she really knows what's going on with her. She's just.
Well, yeah, but is that like really what she's about? She's just kind of just so ignorant about things. She doesn't really realize what she's doing.
She's a flirt, but I don't.
She's a flirt. I mean, she likes it. And I think that's where
she's a flirt, but she's not. Trouble. She's not a garden utensil. I don't know if I can say the word on YouTube, but she's not.
No,
I
understand what you're saying. Yeah.
You mean a rake?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, a trowel. Okay, she's not a trowel.
I think she's just a flirt. I don't.
Yeah. I think she's a stupid flirt. She just has no idea. And I'm not saying stupid to be mean, but this piece of music right here, this is The Hunt Builds on the original soundtrack.
Mm-hmm.
It's an awesome piece of music. It starts real slow, and again, in standard Killar fashion, it builds and builds on the intensity until it explodes, and you know how it explodes here in a couple seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, great job guarding the girl there, Carrie.
And gun safety 101: do not cock your lever action rifle like that because it can go off.
But it looks so cool.
He's a Texan.
Yeah,
He would know
don't.
this. He's a Texan.
Yeah,
He would
well,
know this.
I don't do that with my Marlin. Don't do it with yours.
I'll say, I remember I had my old BB gun. I actually was able to do that. I eventually worked it. I was like, I was able to like do a flip down cock, just because it was just one of the old spring action Red Riders.
I had one of those.
Now, what church are they getting married in? Is that an Eastern Orthodox church?
Eastern Orthodox Church, and they actually got married inadvertently.
Yep.
Really?
To this day, they're not 100% sure if they were actually married at that church, because the priest is a real priest.
I think they would have made a great couple. That would have been, I suppose you could get annulled though if it wasn't consummated. I guess I never. Oh.
Okay, now the choo-choo train, what I call it, there's right there, the choo-choo train comes back. Mm-hmm. That driving force. Even her wedding dress has hints of green in it.
I do love an Eastern Orthodox shirt, like a Greek Orthodox.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love Greek culture and Greek things anyway.
See, now we're bringing in the love theme. Ever so subtle, but the love theme's going to come in and overpower the other theme. And the choir comes in, the chanting. The love theme builds, and it's going to build. And poor Lucy.
Just great scene design. Mm-hmm. Great cinematography, great concept.
Everything just perfect.
It worked. Yep.
Glass coffin. Are you getting a Snow White a feel?
Yeah. A little glass coffin.
No, like I said, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say this film won for best sound design that year at the Oscars.
No, that makes sense. What won this past Oscars for sound design?
I'm sorry?
Oh, I wonder what won this past Oscars for sound design. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Look it up.
Yeah.
In fact, I heard that they're going to do something different with the category next time. I think I heard that somewhere.
Now, do you want best sound editing or best sound? Because there's actually two different.
Oh, I see. Never mind. That's right. That they did. That was a while ago. They separated that out. Yeah.
I think sound is like it was awards for the actual sound usage, whereas the edit is how well it was weaved into the film.
Right. So we liking the Keanu hair at this point?
I mean, I think the stress of that encounter would turn his hair gray.
Yeah, I would like to see. Well, they had dyes back then, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I could have used boot black. But it won best sound effects editing.
Oh, okay.
I beat Aladdin and Under Siege.
God, I haven't thought about Under Siege since college.
Oh, man, Under Siege.
And the following year, Jurassic Park took both of them.
Well, I would imagine Jurassic Park, yeah, would take the biscuit.
Now there was a track for this that was recorded that was not used, and it's a very haunting lullaby. That's the best way I can describe it.
Huh. It strikes me as a movie that I should have seen in the theater.
You should have.
Yeah,
I was there opening day, right after school.
I think I was too young to go on my own at that point, so someone would have taken me. She's undead.
Doesn't it take 3 days to become a vampire after you're killed?
That's a good question.
Does it just depend on what, are we doing Twilight rules or?
No, I like the 3 days because that's like another Christ inverse.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember watching a video. It was on it was actually on the Blade DVD, I think, where when the guy said that Christ gave his blood so that we would have eternal life. Vampires take our blood so that they'll have eternal life. It's like the inverse.
I think in Buffy land it was 3 days as well.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And this is creepy with the child.
Yeah, and that was from the book.
Grubhub.
In fact, I think in the book it was family members. Like they said, they kept saying they saw Lucy, or Lucy wanted to play with them and stuff, and it was.
And is she's just so white from just makeup, from like burial makeup?
I guess too, if you're a new vampire, you're going to want to go after easy prey.
Yeah. Oh. And I love how this scene coming up was filmed.
Oh,
That's nasty.
The sound design is
Now,
nice, but I
Iron
like the original score they had.
I wonder if that is an Iron Stake. Yeah. What were you saying, Daniel, about this?
I like what they did with the sound design, but I wish they had kept the original score piece in. I know sometimes, I mean, it's an editing choice, and you can only layer so much, or you feel like you can only layer so much, but it's Lucy's Lullaby on the expanded soundtrack.
Right.
I just love that transition from the head flying into the rib roast.
I'm having some. I'll just have a salad tonight after that.
I don't know, man. I've never turned down a nice.
I know, but all the blood and you just chop. It's just no. I'm not.
Well,
that roast beef is not cooked at all.
Yeah.
Demonic women, yeah.
All was Anthony Hopkins at this point, I wonder?
50s?
I don't know. The youngest I saw him was in that movie Magic. He was in that movie Magic with the ventriloquist dummy.
Youngest I've ever seen him was in The Lion in Winter, where he plays Richard the Lionheart. Well, Prince Richard at the time.
Oh, I didn't realize that was him. Huh.
Yeah, with Peter O'Toole, Katharine Hepburn. Yeah, he was Richard.
Yeah, I saw that movie. I didn't realize he was Richard, though. I didn't even. Maybe I didn't recognize him. Okay. Okay, I want to say again, thank you, Daniel. I now have the Wind and Line soundtrack.
Oh, you got it?
Yeah, well, that was the one of the ones you sent me. Remember?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That was a favorite of my dad's. That movie. Teddy Roosevelt.
He was up for
Goldsmith
was up for an Academy Award for that, but he lost to Jaws, I believe.
Oh, I see.
He was 55.
55. Yep.
Okay.
It's like, oh my God, he's the same age I am in this film. Oh my God, I feel so old.
Well, I'll say this: he doesn't seem that old in this. He's older, but I mean, he's the one kicking butt. If you think about it, I mean,
he's the grizzled warrior.
Whereas the Peter Cushing Van Helsing is more of a gentleman. Like there's a wonderful scene in Brides of Dracula is the follow-up. It doesn't have Dracula in it, but it has other vampires, and Van Helsing's in that. And it's like the woman.
Well, his Van Helsing only met Christopher Lee's Dracula the first time, right? Horror of Dracula, right?
That's true, because then and technically, if you count the beginning of Dracula 80, 1972, because it starts out in Victorian times, and then he dies in the final fight with Dracula, but then Dracula gets resurrected in the 70s. But he is also in Brides of Dracula. He's just fighting different vampires, which I don't know why they called it Brides of Dracula, since Dracula's not in it, you know. But I guess the point of the movie was there are other vampires out there besides Dracula. Who plays Renfield here?
Tom Waits. I think. Yeah.
What else has he been in? I feel like I should know this.
Well, he's primarily a musician.
Yeah.
But he has done some other stuff. I don't know, nothing that really I know. Let me see. Oh, he was in Wolfen. Well, he was uncredited in Wolfen. Outsiders, Rumblefish, Cotton Club. Mystery Men.
Oh, I remember Mystery Men.
The Book of Eli. He was.
Yeah. What's up with that? I want to be a vampire. You're giving it to the pretty woman.
Then the music's starting.
Is this the track called The Fire?
No, that's where Anthony Hopkins does the Ring of Fire.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Which that's a wonderful work of orchestra and sound design. Because they got the horses going, nee! And the brides just doing their little psycho bride thing. Oh, hey, there's Networks in the house.
Hey, Netter.
Now, what's the? Do you know all the ways to kill a vampire?
Chop off its head,
Yeah,
burn the
that's
head and the body in separate piles, and scatter the ashes.
Oh yeah, that's another one. Okay.
That's like the definitive way. If you just take the heart, but the steak comes out, it'll come back to life.
Yeah. Ooh.
Mm.
If I'm going to kill a vampire, I want it to be permanent.
Batty Drac. Ooh, the green mist.
I used to all know all the ways to kill monsters. For a like a voodoo type zombie, you had to fill its mouth up with salt and sew it shut.
That sounds like a lot of work.
It sounds like a lot of work, yes.
It sounds like it would kill more than a zombie, too.
I know. Trying to think what else. I think with witches, you had to burn them too. You didn't want to hang a witch and just bury her, because that might come back to hurt you. I think that happened on Dark Shadows, where they didn't burn the body; they just hung her.
Is that Angelique?
Angelique, yeah. Mm-hmm.
She had some issues.
Yeah, I don't know. I remember the 90s show. I had the biggest crush on the actress playing Angelique on the 90s series.
I liked
Was that Joanna Going?
no.
That was
I
Victoria
had the
Whitney.
crush on her.
Oh, okay.
Well, the original Angelique was nice looking too, but
It's always, this reminds me of the Ten Commandments Angel of Death scene.
yeah. I always found that bizarre in the Castlevania games. Like the boss you fight before Dracula is always the Grim Reaper. I don't know, who I always took as a neutral character. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So here you don't have to invite them in; they can just come in on their own.
Well, I wonder too, because especially how Dracula's portrayed in this other things, that Dracula just can get beyond some of those rules. I don't know.
Would having a welcome mat be an automatic invite?
No, I don't know. I'll say this: a lot of even the modern type band, it's always about having to invite them in. It's a thing.
I know it was a big thing in Buffy.
Yeah, True Blood, it was the same thing. You had to invite them in.
See, we started out this scene with menacing undertone of music, and now we've cut the music. But now we're starting over with the Dracula theme, and it's going to segue into the love theme, and it's balls to walls love theme.
Is this the theme called Mina / Dracula?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, I have here the love theme joins in a stirring soliloquy as its melodic line is transferred from woodwind to woodwind in a stirring exposition before gaining ardor, top sumptuous strings as they embrace and kiss. That's what it says.
The high watermark musically of the film. I'm not discounting the storm or the final chase or anything like that, but just from an emotional perspective, this is it. And then we're kind of robbed because the scene just stops so abruptly when the guys come back and interrupt them, and she's standing there like kissing no one, but then all the rats go like all over the place, and it's kind of creepy. But musically, this is rips your heart out, puts it on a platter, and says, "Here, this is it." And you still get the love theme while they're burning the crates of earth. She's like, I want to be what you are, see what you see. I mean, and they sell this so well. You actually believe in this moment. This is it. This is the moment. Strings.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, life eternal till someone drives a stake in you.
Well, everything's got its limits.
Oh, I hope you don't like the sunlight. Oh, at least you don't have to go to Sunday Mass anymore.
I don't know I don't think you'd be welcome.
Doubtful. See, here's where you like. There's a sympathetic aspect to him.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to do it to her.
Right there, horns come in. It's like the rising sun. And it's just quite the transfer of power. He's completely beside himself and just like, I give up. And she's taking the power from him.
Mm-hmm.
He's almost in pain. It's a beautiful scene and it's beautiful music, and then it's just cut so abruptly. Right here, just it's over. That was it.
Now, see, here's where his hair is even whiter.
So is that the original Batman?
I wonder if that line is from the book Iowa Commanded Nations Hundreds of Years. I don't know. Or maybe that line was used in Dracula AD 1972.
All of his eyes like that.
This is all those rats. I mean, rats don't normally bother me, but all those rats, that's a lot of rats.
Now, what happened if you caught one rat? Would he like be missing a toe?
You probably have to capture at least like 60%.
Yeah, I don't know. I
don't even think about it. I mean, if like they're all
maybe it'd be like Maybe you'd have like a mini me Dracula, like call half of them.
or really like lose a half an inch of height.
Yeah.
These are the things I think of.
I'd imagine that being a vampire these days would be easier because of the DVR. Just record your shows and
Yeah.
you get.
But it'd be even worse. Being a vampire at this particular time of the whole pandemic thing. It's like talk about spoiled food.
In the book, is Van Helsing a medical doctor or just?
No, yeah, I believe so. Yeah, I think it is Dr. Van Helsing. Kind of wish I had read the Cliff Notes. Maybe I'll do that before next week. I'll try and brush up.
Yes, and next week we're following up Dracula with another Dracula.
Basically, another adaptation. It's another romantic adaptation too. It's the Frank Langella Dracula.
Oh, that's So 79.
Yeah, 79. Dracula 79. Yeah.
I saw that in theaters too. With Kate Nelligan as Mina.
There was a lot of yelling about it because they say later on when it got released, they desaturated the film. The director, people wanted the full color, and now they finally released the color version on Blu-ray through Shout Factory. They get one disc as the desaturated, the other disc is the color version. But
I saw that map there. It reminds me, there's a Dracula board game out where like one person plays Dracula and everybody else is chasing him.
I wonder if I played that.
Yeah, and it's like you go to different cities and around Europe.
Oh, okay. No, I'm thinking of a different game, but I did play a vampire themed board game that was neat.
I saw it on that Will Wheaton.
Oh, I see the
YouTube
game
channel,
the tabletop one.
And see, his hair is not white. It's white anymore. It's like that one scene. His hair is like this white.
Let's be honest, either this is one of these. I'm gonna sound terrible. This is one of these. It probably sounded good on paper, and then employed in the movie. Like, maybe making his hair funny colors wasn't the best idea.
This scene's got cut music too.
Like I said, I like the one Evil Dead movie where Bruce Campbell is fighting off one of the monsters, and it's so horrifying that you see a streak of white go through his hair just right there. Because the experience is that intense. Al, did I think I ever tell you about my dream of having the Sean Connery James Bond fight the Christopher Lee Dracula in a movie?
Oh, that'd be cool.
That I would have loved to have seen, and he doesn't. He just throws the stakes away and says, "I'm just going to kick your, and just starts pounding on
Or kick your
So who would win in that case?
I don't know. I think Bond would probably set on fire with a flamethrower or something, right? That would be that'd be how it would end. Because you could,
and then he would have his way with Dracula's brides.
Probably.
Oh, the snow.
I think that was in the book, though. Dracula had people working for him too in the old country. I forgot what they were, but
he's probably the top employer.
Yeah. He's also the top of the food chain.
Yeah, all this music right here was cut out of the soundtrack release.
Huh. Even what about the new one? The new release?
Oh no, it's there. It's there.
Okay,
yeah, it's there.
What's this track? Race Against the Sunset?
Yeah.
Started that yet? Okay.
Ooh, I like that little banshee whale coming in there.
Yeah. She's gonna get like a freaky Tinder date.
I like this lineup. Yep. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I would say on the original soundtrack, the last track was Ascension, but Love Eternal, which is where he gets his head chopped off, pretty much. But The Ring of Fire is the last track on the original soundtrack.
Oh, I see. That's disappointing, actually.
Yeah, the original soundtrack release was very disappointing.
Yeah.
Oh, she comes so close yet so far.
No, I don't think she's ever been nude in a movie.
She hasn't.
And we've checked. No,
I don't know what you're talking about. I just so I hear.
Where would someone go to check such things out?
See a 55-year-old with a young girl? Nothing wrong with that.
19.
Ooh.
I guess that's a good reason to carry communion around with you at all times.
He came prepped, I guess. Yeah.
And this gets real interesting between the sound design and the musical score.
Oh, poor horse.
I do feel bad for the horses.
That was some cool music. That's that kookery that fan man wants.
For some reason, I just heard Crocodile Dundee's voice in my head.
I would take one of those.
That's not a knife. This is a knife.
Yeah.
If that knife is good enough for the Garukas, it's good enough for me.
When was this release? Was this a November release?
It was.
Yes. Because it wasn't Halloween. I know it was. I think it was treated. Was it Thanksgiving weekend? I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. When it came out. Yeah.
You would think they would have put it out on Thanksgiving. On Halloween.
They haven't made a Dracula movie.
No, November 13th, 1992.
You know, there's Dracula Untold. That was the last one I saw.
And this entire piece of music here was not on the original soundtrack release, and that's just a crime. There's a lot of jumping around with editing here, but it just adds to the frenzied pace of the entire scene.
Mm-hmm.
And the score is so pulsating.
Mm.
There goes the sun.
Mm-hmm.
Is this the only movie where he's been killed, like, book accurately?
Trying to remember how he was killed in the book now. I need to read
Quincy
up.
stabs him with his Bowie knife in the book.
Okay, yeah, okay, maybe. I'm trying to think. he dies in a funny way in the Langella version.
Oh yeah,
That was.
I remember that.
Part of me
Well, I haven't seen it yet, so don't spoil it for me.
Okay, I'm not going to say nothing. It's just it's unusual. I'll put it to you that way. Or I'm not going to say anything else. There he goes.
I'm just going to say, to shoot that rifle one-handed, I'm impressed.
Well, he's from Texas.
Okay, he's from Texas.
Oh.
Why Texas and not New Jersey? Why is the one American from
Well, in England, they all think that America's basically Texas.
That's true. You notice how Bond's friend in the CIA was always the Texan guy.
Yeah.
Felix Leiter, you know.
And if you watch like British sitcoms and they bring it in the quote unquote American, they're always like got the big cowboy hat and talk like this.
I'm okay with that stereotype. I'm okay with that.
Oh! Whose side are you on, Mina?
Ow.
Well, you know, you wouldn't really be you then, right? Isn't that the whole point?
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. I think I would still just want to make sure it's done and over with.
Yeah, this is, I don't know.
You've gone that far. I like.
It's the whole romance thing. Oh, geez. Yes. Quincy dies. Died in the book too.
But he did what he needed to do. So
yeah, like
there's some peace
Jack,
in that.
Yeah, like Jack in the movie The Titanic when he just left Rose with the raft.
There was room on that thing.
They had a Mythbusters on it, I think, and they were like, they could have actually both survived on that. And James Cameron says for the story he needed to die. He got mad. We proved that two of them could have survived. Ew.
I remember in high school, it was Algebra 2 class, we were discussing this film.
Oh, really?
Because, it's a math class, what else are you going to talk about? And one of the girls was like, it's so disgusting. She kissed him and he was like bleeding at his mouth. And I was like, well, I mean, if it was the person you loved, I mean, it's kind of,
There you go.
Yeah,
I mean, it was a romantic. Just she still has the burn from the communion.
So does God forgive him at this point, or does he ask for forgiveness, or is he sorry for what he's done? I've always been a little fuzzy on this.
I don't know. It's been so long since I had that class, but I think that I think that Coppola had an affair on his wife, and that I don't know if this was his way of communicating to her about some. I don't know. You know what? I'm just rambling at this point, but would it be good if you and I could be young forever and all this other stuff? I don't know. I'm mangling my professor's words there.
If only the fan man was here, he could educate us.
Yes, probably.
Yeah, because he really knows the book.
I mean, I can see God forgiving him, being like, hey, look, you've done some bad stuff.
Yeah, but he was the one that turned himself into the vampire. Okay, it's not like he was turned. He said he was doing all this sacrilegious stuff. I don't know. You know what? It's.
I like the little musical piece that finishes out the film right there. It sounds very heavenly.
Yes.
In an Eastern sort of way.
There you go. Francis Ford Coppola. And here's the main theme, the Vampire Hunter theme. So is Dracula the villain, or is Van Helsing the guy's the villain, huh? The other guy. I think that's what the movie's supposed to make you think. I don't know.
Yeah, it all depends on your point of view, I guess.
They stand in the way of true love.
Well, see, I think that's where like the purists had the issue with the whole romance, is that Dracula is supposed to be evil, devoid of any compassion or good or anything like that. And here they couldn't help but make him a compassionate figure.
Yeah, I mean,
I like the font they used. I will say that it's kind of cool. Introducing Sadie Frost. Thank you for introducing her to us.
Was she ever anything else?
Not nothing major.
I mean, she married Jude Law. I mean,
yeah,
I mean, to do.
But that's kind of, I believe she's most known for this, but she's also like a fashion designer.
Yeah.
See, yeah.
I remember they asked my professor about her. My professor was not impressed with her as Lucy.
I said they had 3 children, and Kate Moss is godmother to one of them.
That's interesting.
I'm trying to see if any of the films she was in kind of stick out, and none of them really do. She's got a film coming out called Waiting for Anya.
Oh, okay. Well, she's still working, I guess, huh?
Yeah, she's still out there working, but Molly Moon and the Incredible Book of Hypnotism.
I didn't care for this song. I remember I was sitting in the theater and this song came on. I'm like, what the hell? Why is this in here?
Yeah.
They love throwing in
some stupid. I'm sorry.
Yeah. A lot of times they'll do it in order to have something to nominate for best song.
See, at least with the Bond movies, I get it because they make a big thing out of the song in the intro credits, and that those I like, except for the last one they did, that Spectre song that was terrible. But
well, think of the
not as bad as the Madonna song. That was pretty horrible.
The what?
The Madonna
song. I remember that. The Die Another Day. Yes. Dracula is supposed to be Mr. Freeze, cold and heartless. Yes, but Mr. Freeze also had a love. Right, Melissa? She made a comment. I don't know.
Yeah.
No, like I said, in the book, Mr. Freeze comes off as kind of thuggish toward the end. He's not this, like, a little bit of the facade gets lifted, okay, in one scene. And that's always what I took it as, he's, I mean, this happens sometimes in horror movies, Legend of Hell House was another one where, the big evil in the house was really just this. Well, I won't spoil it, but anyway. Okay, but yeah, the songs. I'm very annoyed with the Japanese animated film Ghost in the Shell because it has a very good score. And there's like a score thing that meets that's in the beginning credits, in the middle of the movie, during a montage, and then at the end. But in the American release, they replaced it with something written by, I think, one of the members of U2, and it's not part of the original score. And in every subsequent release, even on DVD, it's always in there, even in the Japanese language track version of it. I only heard it on the old VHS tape, the Japanese version that I got back in the old days, and I was like, please release this with the whole score intact in the film, not this weird techno drivel. Maybe the guy, I think it was maybe one people from U2 that they used to help sell it to the American audience back in the day. Wish they'd get rid of that, but in fact, there's a funny on the Dario Argento movie Tenebrae. The American release of the movie replaced the end credits music with some. I think some girlfriend of one of the American producers that released it over there, some song of hers, and on the audio commentary track with the director, he heard it for the first time and he was yelling about it. He was like, "What is this?" Like he'd never heard it before until he did the Laserdisc or the DVD, and he was like, not happy.
Well, yeah, but even if you think like Lord of the Rings, they have songs.
Those songs work though, but they work. They work in the context of the film.
They do, and I'm sure some people would listen to this and think, well, I could see that. I could see it fitting in there. There's a thematic thing, but like I said, you have Annie Lennox, and you got a song, and it kind of sort of fits, and you need something for filler for the credits, and then you
can write it. You can write an orchestral suite for the credits. That's what they do.
But like I said, it also gives you another option. It gives you another option for award season.
I'm wondering too. After this movie came out, like later on, you started just having the notorious soundtrack. There was the score release, but then also the soundtrack release of the movie.
Yeah,
Remember the Batman?
Oh, yeah.
Forever? Like the Batman Forever soundtrack comes to mind with, I think Seal had a song in there and U2 had a song in there, and you're just sighing at that.
Yeah. And I hate that Seal song. Oh Lord, I hate that song so much. Oh, that was the summer I almost died from mono, and it was on the radio all the time. It was either that song or it was like the OJ trial on CNN. That was like my entire summer.
Oh, that was the OJ trial. And I remember I started community college that fall, and it was they finally interrupted a class. Oh, the verdict came in. I'm like, I don't care.
Yeah.
And it was just that was going on forever. I remember that.
It was. Yeah, that started the summer I went up to school in Evansville for college. And then the trial started the next summer when I was sick. Mm-hmm. And it wrapped up that fall, I think, after my birthday.
Oh, man.
Yeah. That was.
Yeah, that thing went on forever. I still remember the Bronco chase and stuff.
Yeah, I was watching. I was going to watch Picket Fences that night. I got interrupted with the Bronco chase. I remember that.
Oh, I hate when I'm looking forward to a show and they throw on something, or they have like when they have all these Senate hearings for whatever, and I think this is why you have these stupid cable channels. News set is so if someone wants to watch it, they go to it. But darn it, I want my Let's Make a Deal and Price is Right. Don't be messing with me. I want to see my Kelly Ripa.
Yeah, well, no, you're gonna get whatever. I hate it too in the prime time when some news anchor would interrupt your show that you like as a kid, and you're like, "Get off the screen." I was like,
"Yeah." Oh, and then of course you want us like we now return to your show already in progress. It's 10 minutes left.
Is Kelly Ripa still on? Is she still on the morning?
Yeah.
Okay.
Her and Ryan Seacrest. Live with Kelly and Ryan.
Ryan Seacrest, the American Idol guy, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that skinny kid. Yeah.
They actually have a good chemistry. It's a fun show. I like Kelly Ripa. She's a America's sweetheart, in my opinion. Well, one of them.
Yeah, but her family got upset at that commercial. She was going bear duty. Remember that or whatever she said? Remember she was finding her Italian ancestry?
Oh yeah, vaguely. But let's face it, the fan man could, doesn't take a lot to get on his nerves sometimes. God love him. I love the man, but sometimes I'm like, what? It's actually a lot of people are getting like this where they'll just ignore a whole franchise because of something. It's like I can't even watch the original Star Wars anymore because of Rise of Skywalker. And I'm like, dude, don't cut your arm off because you got a hangnail.
You will always have The Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah, you'll always have those original three.
Has everyone here seen Rise of Skywalker? Because I don't even think the professor bothered.
I haven't.
Okay. But you have the Disney Plus subscription, don't you?
I have access to Disney Plus, but I saw it on the high seas.
Okay, and Daniel has access, I think, right?
It's not terrible.
It's not. No. Okay.
I listened to the soundtrack and I listened to it one time, and I'm like, why are some of these themes coming into the film? I don't see how this can possibly work. And I'm like,
it's a very disjointed film. It's got ideas for 2 films in it. Basically, he had ideas on what the second and third film should have been in the sequel trilogy, and ignored Last Jedi. Basically, just a couple of concepts from Last Jedi really survived. You could literally not watch Last Jedi ever again and still be pretty, up on what's going on. And a lot of people would agree that that's not a bad idea. And I will say, like I said, I defended Last Jedi. I'd say, it's not horrible. It's not like I don't want to go up to the highest building I could find and leap off. And no film is worth that. No film is worth holding a grudge for what is it now? 5 years? I was like, don't worry about it. It shouldn't affect you this far out.
We'll have new films to have grudges on soon.
Yeah, Mandalorian season 2 is about to start. I'm sure there'll be a whole new, lovers and haters of that floating around.
I'm not even talking about that. I'm afraid about James Bond right now. That was my whole trepidatious thing before the.
Tom Hardy.
Well,
I'm not going. I'm not
even thinking Tom Hardy, but no.
The new film. Oh yeah, the whole.
No, Tom Hardy. No, I know he's rumored. I do not want him as no. Yeah,
you're talking about the fact that 007 is now female.
I don't. It's just I'm just worried. it's not even that. Like that's the code. It's the way they're playing it off. I'm tired of Bond being. If I gotta, I'm gonna say this. I'm tired of Bond being made to look like a buffoon lately. It's like, or the old man. It's like, stop. You cast a young man to play James Bond. He should be in his 30s. Okay, we need younger Bonds at this point, not Tom Hardy. Okay, I'm going. I should save this for study hall. Never mind. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. How about this? You bring back Timothy Dalton.
What?
As Bond, 007, but he's been promoted to M.
No. Because you need a James Bond.
You need a James. I understand.
He's still James Bond. He's got a promotion now. He's M. He's running the whole show.
Look. The thing is, I don't mind having Timothy Dalton cast as M. I don't want Timothy Dalton as James Bond. I'm just. Maybe it's just time for Bond to go. Maybe that's what my whole problem is, and maybe we just need to let him go. Because I'm telling you, no, it's just Bond is a character. He's not a code name. Everybody keeps saying, "Oh, he's a code." No, he's not a code name. Those are all supposed to be the same character until we got Daniel Craig, which rebooted the whole thing, and then it's just anyway. I'm going on a rant, and what do we think of Dracula? Good movie, huh? Bram Stokers.
I like it.
I like it. Yeah, I like it a lot. I mean, it's like I said, the love thing's a bit.
Well, the love thing's on in the next one too that we're doing, the Langella one.
Well, they like. When you have. Well, like I say, when you look at the original and you look at the book, there's really not. It's not this whole destined love reincarnation thing, or
I don't think
like that.
I don't think that there's anything like that in the Langella version, but I think there is a kind of a romance thing with him and Mina. Yeah, Langella. I keep forgetting Langella was a leading man at one point. He was. Yeah, you see it in that Dracula movie. Whereas I'm more used to seeing him as like an older type character, But good for him to still be working when he got older, I guess. Yeah.
Thank you for coming by, Melissa Harris. Have a good evening.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. Any? Okay. Oh, I started the movie again.
Whoops.
Oh, I just wanted to shout out to Wojciech Kilar. If y'all aren't familiar with him, he's very prolific. He's from Poland. He's very big in Poland, of course. But he did The Ninth Gate, The Pianist, Portrait of a Lady, which is a very good film score, and the whole film score is on YouTube. You can listen to it. But one of his most. I'm sorry?
Was Michelle Pfeiffer in Portrait of a Lady?
I think it was Nicole Kidman.
Never mind. Okay. All right.
She's not ugly. I mean, I'll look at her.
No, neither of them are. Neither of them are. I'm just,
But I think one of his more popular works is Exodus. It's just a concert piece. It's like 25 minutes long. Okay. And you can find that on YouTube rather easily. Just type in Kilar, Kilar space Exodus. And it's
a piece of classical.
I'm sorry?
That's just a piece of classical music.
It's a classical piece, but it's a lot like the film score to Dracula. It's very minimal. It builds on a rhythm, and at the end you have a chorus and you have the whole orchestra playing. It's a very good piece of music, and it was also used in the original Schindler's List trailer for the trailer music for Schindler's List. I would highly recommend that piece of music. It's like 25 minutes. That and Portrait of a Lady, if you want to look up something else that he's done.
Cool.
Those are my two suggestions.
Definitely.
Unfortunately, he died. I think it was 2013. He passed away, so he's no longer with us. But
well, that happens.
Yeah.
Cool.
But what we got coming up on the Professor Geek YouTube Entertainment Network?
Well, tomorrow night at 10 o'clock on the Professor's channel, we're going to be finishing up the Halloween tree.
Is he doing a pre-show?
I don't know. That's something that only he knows. Probably he's been doing them. I think he had the 1 week where he was a bit flustered and he didn't. But, he may. But yeah, the Halloween tree, and then of course Friday night on my channel, probably at around 9 o'clock, we're going to be watching The Wolfman 2010.
Cool.
I'm starting later because the professor said he could join us.
What time are you starting?
Probably 9 o'clock.
Okay.
Yeah, it usually starts at 8, but the professor said I'll join you, but I can't come in until 9. And I was like, okay, we'll do it.
I need to watch that still. That was another one I own, and I've never got around to watching the Universal the remake.
Yeah, it's pretty good. You could join us and watch it if you want. If you want.
No, I'll probably just tune in as a guest. But
do some.
I mean,
because sometimes it's fun to like hear the initial reaction.
No, but that's
the first
not
time
how
watching.
but this is a movie I've actually wanted to watch, and I like to go into it straight.
And,
you know?
Yeah, I watched it today. I watched it today for the first time.
Oh, really? It was good, right?
I had never seen it. Yeah, I enjoyed it a lot.
I bought it years ago.
A lot better than I thought it was going to be, or should have been. Really, it's very. I will say it's very loyal to a lot of the aspects of the original, but still kind of went its own way for the modern audience, quote unquote modern audience.
Yeah, well, I got it on DVD on a Black Friday sale years ago, and I got it for like, I don't know, $2 or $3.
Oh,
so it was like, and it's been in my collection. I'm like, I need to watch that. So maybe
it's a good film. Good for this time of year. Like it's a lot bloodier than the original, of course, but
cool.
It's got some good stuff in it. And Saturday night we've got on Troy Pacelli's channel. We're going to be watching Shaun of the Dead. I think it's going to be on Troy's channel. Yeah, I think it's Troy's for the most part. I'll be Shaun of the Dead. I'm not sure what's going on with the Mr. Matchstick and Wolf 10 Media guys. I can't keep those guys straight.
Well, no,
what they're up to.
Matchstick always does the Weeb Watch on Sunday nights after study.
Sunday nights after study. Okay.
And I want to say, I believe it's. I wish I knew what he's doing this week. I think it's Helsing. He's going back and forth between 3 series: Helsing, JoJo.
And that's what makes me go crazy. I would not be able to do that. I would have to do one series straight through.
Right. I think he's trying to keep variety. That's probably why he's doing it that way. That's probably like features. Features are easier. You just do one and done.
Yeah. Then of course Sunday night, Age of Boomer.
Study hall, yeah. I have some topics. I'm waiting to see if Troy likes them, but I think
it's your show.
Interesting stuff. It is my show. Listen to me. This is. I'm fine doing it, but it was sort of like I kind of landed. I like it. I like doing it. Don't get me wrong. It is my show, but I feel Troy's the major pull of it. You know, I mean, I'm thinking about doing something on the. Apparently, there's a big kerfluffle over at DC Comics over not using their distributor anymore.
Oh wow! I don't really
talk about that. It's kind of like the whole Diamond thing with Marvel.
You got the James Bond stuff too.
I ain't talking about James unless there's James Bond news right now.
I'll find something. I'll find you.
Yeah. There you go. Okay.
Like I said, the Tom Hardy thing is the biggest.
There was the Tom Hardy thing. I was actually thinking about doing that, and then the producers came out and said, "Tom Hardy, no, he's not the name. We haven't chosen the next one yet." So I'm like, okay. So,
I see. I had.
Yeah, because I was actually considering that for a study hall, and then they came out like a couple days later. Said, no, because I was going to go on a rant. Because I do not want Tom Hardy as James Bond, but
I think Sam what's his name? Sam Claflin. He was in what was he in? I want to say on Stranger Tides. He was in one of the
maybe I don't know.
Look him up. He's young. He's in his 30s. He's almost got a little bit of he has a boyish look when he's clean shaven, but give him that. But he's got some pictures where he's got a little scruff, and I'm like, I could see him as Bond. On Stranger Tides, he played Philip Swift.
Okay.
He was in the Hunger Games. He was
maybe
Peaky Blinders.
Okay.
Me Before You. Oh wow, he was in that movie with the girl from Game of Thrones, whom I have.
Me Before You. Was he the guy in the
wheelchair? Yeah.
Oh no, he would be perfect for Bond. Yeah.
I think he'd be a good Bond.
Yeah.
Of course, Monday night. Sound Engraver, the Monday Night Muse.
What's the topic this week?
Don't know. Don't know. I have no idea what her topic is.
Season talking about the Batman.
But it's always something. It's always something interesting, and she has a great free flow with the chat. So after she does her presentation, her topic, and then answers questions from the chat. So it's good. Cool. Yeah, she has a good style about her. Then Tuesday on the Professor's channel, we're going to be watching the Halloween Tree animated movie.
Cool.
And of course, Wednesday is what, Birdman? What you doing next Wednesday?
Dracula next Wednesday.
Oh, the
79, 78 Dracula. Yeah.
Oh, Frank Langella. Yeah, Kate Milligan.
Yeah, it's a good one. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that one. Yeah,
like I said, I saw it when it was first out, and I haven't seen it since.
Except for that, I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to spoil it.
I know.
It's just that's one way to do it. Okay, I'm not going to say anything. I got to keep my mouth shut. Okay.
Somebody somewhere had to run something with the flagpole, or something.
Shut up.
I'll be watching the movie this weekend, so
Okay. All right, cool. All right, but this was fun and cool.
I had a lot of fun. Thanks for inviting me, and we made it.
Thanks for coming. I appreciate it.
So we know the movie is not cursed. I'm not cursed. We just had one bad day.
I don't know what was up with the cell phone. I don't know why the phone wouldn't get internet, but the tablet would. That makes no sense. But it's working now. So
cool.
That's good.
Good to go. All right, great. All right. Did you end the stream? Oh, we're still alive?
Oh, no, we're still live. Oh, okay. I'll hit the end button.
Thank you. Sorry. Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, thank you, everyone who came by, who watched this now or sometime in the future time. Thank you very much. Leave a comment, like, subscribe. Remember, DOPS, don't shop, and keep listening to those great film scores. Have a good night, everybody.
Good night.
Oh, sorry about that, Daniel. I didn't realize it was. I